Yes guys, welcome back to the channel. Back in my bodybuilding bullshit today. We're in for a full day of eating. I also have a leg day today and I'll give you a bit of a rundown as to where we're at the moment in terms of this off season. Week number 9 of this off season, of this bulk, of this gaining phase at the moment. So I'll give you a bit of an update in terms of where we're at. Meal number 1 is going down. I have a new routine at the moment. The UK, the clocks went back the weekends, but in Dubai they didn't move. So it now means that we are 4 hours ahead of Ireland and the UK, which is where a lot of my clients are based. I have some clients over here, some clients in other places in Europe, which time difference is the same, some clients in America and Australia as well. But for UK and Irish clients, it is perfect. I'll go through the routine with you in a bit, but I'm going to eat this first meal now, have the first block of check-ins done. I have my morning walk boxed off, and then we will tuck into this. So sit at the table, have the TV, we have Think Big Bodybuilding Podcast on the TV, and then we have meal 1 about to go down. So the black plate is a vibe. I like this. So we have 4 eggs, green beans, beetroots, 20 grams of whey. We have a black ale coffee there. And then we have 150 grams of berries with 125 grams of cream of rice. So that is meal 1 going down. Yes, gang, we're in for a pre-workout meal. Pre-workout meal is second meal. Sorry, there's an echo in here because the place is still not fully kitted out yet. So we have to get a little bit more stuff in. But pre-workout meal, well, I'm training still after 2 meals, which is absolutely perfect. I trialed training after 1 meal on the weekend just gone, and I liked it as well. So potentially might do that on weekends. We will see. But for now, this is going in. A pre-workout meal. We have 150 grams of rice, raw weights, 200 grams of prawns, 10 grams of raisins, 30 grams of peppers, and then we have 100 grams of pineapple with this. So that is pre-workout meal. I'll put that down. It is, to be precise, 10:08. So I will put this down. Then I will leave about 11:15. I'll get there for about 11:15. I'll be training by like half. So in around 75-80 minutes between this meal and when I actually start getting warmed up for training. So that is what I like. And for me, especially with legs, I just don't want stuff sitting on my gut. When I was younger, I used to be able to just eat and then go train straight away. But as you get older, that the body starts to work a little bit differently for sure. So I got a new book, Wisdom Takes Work by Ryan Holiday. Ryan Holiday, he has some fantastic books. Ego is the enemy, the obstacle is the way. The Daily Stoic, but that's not really a book. It's just like a daily affirmation thing, but that's really fucking good as well. So this, he brought out very recently, so I said I would have to get it because his other books had a profound impact on shaping my mentality that is today, to be honest with you. They really changed the trajectory of my life when I was younger. So if you haven't read them, I would highly recommend. I think you will take at least one thing from them, but they're immense. So we have the setup for the office. That's my chair broke straight away. No, it's not. Fucking hell. Hang on. No. I don't know what's went up happened there, but fuck me. I can't believe that actually happened on camera. So, I'll show you. We have the desk set up. We have the view. Then here we have Jem's trackpad, which has a 90 kilo limit. So I cannot fucking go on that. But this is going to be the office space for now. Then this door, I reckon for check-ins, right? That's the new check-in spot. I reckon Jem's going to go out there, and I reckon I'm going to stand here for check-ins. I think that will give me perfect natural light coming in from both sides as well. So that's what I'm thinking, but perfect. great. And like I said, maybe a monitor here, and I think we'll be good to go, but I cannot describe the productivity I have in this office over the past few days. When you have your own space, your own little system and your own routine and your own little space, that it's just, you operate on a new level. So it's crazy. I'm like a new man here, and I cannot wait to just lock myself in this office for the next few months and just fucking get to work. Some very exciting plans that I can now start putting into place for the remainder of the year and next year as well, for Uform and for the growth of the team as well. So I am buzzing. Yes. Just ready to hit the gym. We have intro workouts and pre-workouts made and dished up. So intro, we have it made. We have carb drive, 40 grams of this. Essential gains, 25 grams of this. And then we have hydroflow, because today's legs. So it's gonna be a sweaty one. So there's 10 grams of this in here as well. Then we have pre-workout, which I have on the way to the gym. We have 10 grams of the pump, and then conviction. Leg sessions are the only time I have stimulants for training in terms of like pre-workouts. So 15 grams conviction, 10 grams of the pump, Conte, fully stocked. If you know, you know. Give one piece of advice or one thing that is super important for physique development or progress in general, outside of nutrition, training, the basics, is routine and daily structure. I cannot stress it enough, the impact it has. So for me, okay, I know if I get up in the mornings and I'm just chasing my tail, I'm stressed, I don't get my work done before I train, mentally I will not be in that session and I will feel super overwhelmed. It usually impacts my digestion and my appetite. I know this because it's happened time and time again. So for me, I need to wake up early at a certain time. I need to be able to get my work done and be able to give my clients the best service possible. And that's when I'm able to give my best service, early in the morning. So kind of that routine keeps me operating at my best. And then I'm able to go and train, knowing that my check-ins are done and knowing that everyone is sorted, everyone's happy, and then I can put my focus and attention into that. In order for that to happen, I have to wake up earlier. I have to be very rigid with time. I have to have a bulletproof routine. Some mornings you may wake up and you may be like, I don't want to get up yet. Some mornings you may not want to go on your morning walk at a certain time, or you may not want to have a meal at a certain time. You just kind of got to do it. If you have a routine that you operate at your best within, whether you like it or not, you just kind of have to have that discipline to stay in that routine, because discipline's the key word. It's not always easy, but it's possible. So routine. Get a routine that suits you. Get a daily structure that suits you and you know you're able to operate your best in, but it's not always going to be easy to stay in that. So keep that discipline and stay in that routine, because if you operate best in that, you know once you're outside of that, you will feel a lot shitter. So let's head to the gym. It's been years since he's had one, but it is worth the wait. Oh, perfect timing. Just as I walk up to the gym, the pre-workout is really starting to kick in. So let's get in and let's get this started. Game on. I got it for you, bro. Here you go. Yes, gang, so I'm going to pop up the session over here while I kind of ramble you through and kind of explain and break down the situation with the legs at the moment. So, starting off with bicep curl. Yes, starting off a leg day with a bicep curl. My arms are wank, and I've been doing arms with legs now. Biceps with legs throughout this off season so far. And there's definitely small improvements with arms. So maybe they'll be half an inch bigger next time. Fingers fucking crossed. But 2 sets here. 4 sets, 11 reps or so I got. Second set, I dropped the weight down a little bit. I got the same amount of reps again, but then what I do is I'll rest like 15 seconds, deep breaths, allow oxygen flow into the muscle, then go to failure again. So I got like 11 reps, 15 deep breaths, and then finished off with 3 reps then. And that's obviously the muscle totally fried. Then onto the hamstring curl. So single leg hamstring curl. This is a very easy movement just to like let yourself like lower back kick in and let your hips kick forward. So I don't think you need crazy load here. For me, when I kick the weight around, I get a lot of lower back. So here, I'm just trying to lock them hips in and just trying to just contract the hamstring. It's very difficult for the ego to stay out of this one because it wants just to lift more, but I almost just try and think like knives going through the hamstring. Every rep I want to feel like my hamstring is gonna fucking cramp. So 2 sets here, aiming for in and around 10 reps on both sets. Again, just making them as hard as possible. When I'm coming back down into the eccentric, I'm thinking about pushing my foot backwards. You can't even tell, but when I think about that, it gives me more tension as I come back down as well. A little cue. Lying hamstring curl, 1 set here. Here, again, when I'm coming down, I'm thinking about actively pushing my feet backwards behind me. And when I think about pushing them back, my hamstring just feels like it has more tension through it. So little cue. So here, I'm not fully locking my legs out. So I come down into the stretch, but I'm not locking my knees. The tension is still fully on the hamstrings there. And then from the bottom, 1 cue that's definitely helped me with hamstring development is dragging, not kicking. So contracting my hamstring rather than just kicking that weight up. Because if I was to kick the weight up, I could use more load here, but I've done that in the past and hamstrings haven't grown. So when I pull the weight down and think about contracting the muscle, contracting the weight up, that's when they start to see a response. So 1 set here, I think it was in around 10 reps, which finished them off. The 3 sets to start off, and I was already smoked. So that is lying hamstring curl boxed off. Now, onto leg extension. This is where the fun begins because with legs at the moment, my knees have been giving me terrible issues, and I thought it was coming from the Cybex hack, and I think a lot of it was. Every time Cybex hack does it to me, every single time. But honestly, right, I think I'm just being greedy, and I think I'm trying to push the weight up too fast, and then getting into the habit of when I get to the bottom of like squat positions, almost trying to catch a bounce out of it rather than contracting out of it. And I think it's fucking me, you know. And here in this session, what I done was 2 things. First of all, I pulled the weight down a touch on some things. Second of all, I actually worked up in 10 reps. So rather than like coming down on reps as I built up the warm-up sets, I actually done 10 reps, onto the next warm-up 10 reps, onto the next warm-up 10 reps. And I just wanted some more blood around my knees before I get into the session because my knees were pretty sore going in. So I done that, and after extensions, I felt really fucking good. Knees were a bit fresher, and I felt great. Then onto the hack. So I changed over to the Nebula hack. Now I've done 2 sets here. 2 sets of in and around 10 to 12. So I will work that 4th set back to an 8 repper, so to speak. But I think for me, when I was going to them 7, 8 reppers, I was just loading too heavy. Whereas now, this felt a lot better because I as you can see, I focused on actually contracting out of the bottom. I focused on making sure form was perfect, and I was thinking about where I was contracted from. Does that make sense? So here, I feel I can now drive the weight back up slowly, but with this same execution. And if I can do that, I think that's when I'm gonna start seeing the progress from my quads without just being fucking greedy. So I just have to be mindful. Again, if it was as easy as just throwing more weight on and moving it, great, I'll do it. But it hasn't been growing my quads, has it? No, because they feel like they're falling behind a little bit. So I have to be very mindful here and be like, right, what am I trying to do here? And I can confirm after this session, my quads are smoked, my knees are fresh, which is very promising for moving forwards. So I will go back to the way I was approaching warm-ups, etc. as well, but now I just know how I need to be approaching the working sets too, and where my execution needs to be. I'm gonna start sending form videos over to Cuba as well to get a second opinion and get his thoughts on what I could be adjusting and what I could be changing here as well to get more out of it. Max here spotted me for this set because I was having a chat with him through it as well. And he just kind of cued me, just making sure. At 1 cue, he said, I was getting to the bottom And I was almost coming too deep to the point where it was shifting onto my hips and it was coming off my quads to an extent. So he said, don't let it kick. That one cue in that one set, it changed a lot. So I was coming down and he was like, right there. And it was keeping the tension on. It was still deep enough, but then I could contract back through. So that was a big help with this set. So I went in feeling a bit worried. I was halfway through and I felt really fucking good. So never get disheartened and always look for solutions. I'm like, what can I do? How can I get better? How can I improve things here? And just be open-minded, I think. That's one thing I've learned over time. On the single leg press, I kept the same weight here. I've kept the sleeves on. I've got to keep the sleeves on for the moments. I'm not going to fuck about. The knees were at me. I'm not going to try and be fucking hard man wearing no sleeves. I'm going to keep them on because they are a little bit iffy. And I can pull these off over the next while as they start to get rectified from me dropping the ego and actually being a little bit smarter. So with this leg press, 1 set on this after 2 sets on the hack and 2 sets on the extension. With this 1 set, 12 to 15 reps on this. And here I kept the weight the same, done the exact same amount of reps. But again, I just felt like I got a lot more from the actual quad because I was thinking more and I felt that they were so lit up and the connection was so good after the extension and the hack that this felt even better then. So I think one exercise leads into the next. Calf raise, well, toe press. I love a toe press. I have a toe press in one of my sessions and then an actual standing calf raise in the other. So with this, slight bend in the knee, full stretch, and then again, I was getting into the habit of just trying to just kick this up. But here, from the bottom, imagine you're going up on your tippy toes and squeezing your calf. I'm literally just trying to squeeze the weight up in my calf here. Disgusting. 1 set of 12 reps. Second set, I done a rest pause. So again, taking a 10 repper, 15 deep breaths, then going again. And after that rest pause, calves are absolutely smashed. And I'll give myself some credit here. My calves are a lot better than what they were a few years ago. So that's one thing that I am happy with, to be fair. They're still shit, but you know. Then finishing off with hypers. This is a lovely piece of kits. So here, really loading them hamstrings in the stretch down the bottom. Here, you can't go crazy heavy, but honestly, you don't really need to at the end of this session after how fried I am. Plus, I do have a barbell hinge in the other leg session, so that's where my heavy fucking work is done. But this, loading that stretch hard, and as I come down, I almost think about sticking my ass up in the air as I come down, and that creates more distance between like my hip and my chest, which loads my hamstrings more in comparison to if I just let my hips come with me, it'd be less stretch. So I try and stick them up and ass back as I reach forward, and that helps. Guys, I'm absolutely fucking ruined after that. I'm not gonna lie. That was a cracking session, honestly, yeah. After a deload in particular, when I go when I go longer than usual without training legs in particular, honestly, mental health starts to deteriorate a little bit. I start to feel a little bit restless. I start to feel a little bit, I don't know, like just on edge. And then as soon as I get in for a leg session, I just feel so much better. I feel rejuvenated. I feel there's a big cloud lifted off me. And again, I had a post on Instagram the other day, and honestly, it's just because I fully believe that everyone just needs to do hard shit. And leg sessions are hard, they're demanding. And when you do something that's challenging or demanding, it just releases a different sort of like energy and like endorphins that it just feels fucking good. So cracking session boxed off, absolutely fucking soaking. I've actually started bringing a vest or a jersey from the way home when I'm driving. It's just so my car doesn't get stinking and soaking, and just so I'm not a dirty cunt, because it's a half an hour drive home, so it's pretty disgusting. So I'll eat this, change the t-shirts, and then we will hit the road. This is what I've been doing as well. I've been bringing post-workout with me because it's a half an hour drive home, so eat this, get some work done. It's pretty handy as well because as I'm finishing training, it's only like 9:30 in the UK and in Ireland. So it is perfect. So I can get back to anyone when they're waking up. Oh, do you lick your Tupperware clean? I do this anywhere, no matter who's there, who's watching. I will finger any tub or lick any tub. Oh yeah, gonna tuck into this. I have 50 grams. Oh, so we have 50 grams of whey in the paste. Oh, look at that. Then we have 120 grams of cream of rice. We have 30 grams of rice in there as well. So that's 150 grams in total of rice-based stuff. 150 grams of berries in there as well. And that is like fucking water, which is a terrible, terrible disaster. But it is what it is. It all goes down the same way. So post-workout meal, carbs, proteins, put that in now. And by the way, this is about 20 minutes post-session. So yeah, I don't eat directly after. Go for a little walk, 20 minutes, then put this in. Because don't forget, during my session as well, I actually had a feeding. So I had my essential aminos and I had my 40 grams of carbs from cyclodextrin as well. So I don't want to put that in and then just go straight into post-workout. So that was gone by like second last exercise. And then 20 minutes after session I have this, which is perfect. For anybody, especially coming into the next few months, coming into the new year, people are going to have a lot going on. Events, social occasions, festivities. People are going to have a lot on their plate. But just don't let that deter you from actually making progress before the new year. Don't just roll over and say, I'll start in the new year. I'll prioritize my goals in the new year. You can do it now, okay? Yes, there's things going on, but I think, honestly, it's the best time to actually start setting some goals. Because if you can navigate what's going on, can you imagine in the new year, when that comes, when you've nothing going on? Let me see. So if you have the tools to navigate things when there's so much going on, can you imagine when the time comes where there's nothing? The last few months, I've done a contest prep, I've finished competing, I've moved country, I've went back to Ireland, I've moved back, I've moved apart. Honestly, it's been, and I'm not saying, oh, look at me, I can do this. I'm saying, you can do it. You really can. And no matter what's going on, no matter how busy you are, no matter what you have going on at the moment, trust me, you can make the progress that you want. And even if you feel like you can't operate at your absolute best, you can still operate at like 80-90%. And that 80-90%, just because it may not be your level of perfection that you want to operate at, that 80-90% is a lot better than the 50% just because you're like, I can't be perfect, so I just won't fucking start. Number 4. I always eat my first meal at the table, but then the rest of my meals, meal 2, meal 2, meal 4, they're the only 2 to be fair. I eat them 2 at my desk watching YouTube. Meal 5, I usually eat on the sofa watching YouTube on the TV, and then meal 6 I'll eat on the sofa as well. I used to call it the couch, but when I moved to the UK lingo got me. Do you call it a couch, or even have you even heard of couch before, or do you normally call it a sofa? Let me know. But tell me something as well. When you are eating, what do you do? Like, what do you watch? Do you work? Do you watch something? If you watch something, is it something entertaining? Is it something educational? Is it to do with bodybuilding? Let me know. So right now we have 100 grams of blueberries. We have 110 grams of rice, 30 grams green beans, 30 grams peppers, 160 grams of chicken. That is that baby. And then here we have what we have on the YouTube. So we have Justin Mahaley, off-season approach. So some education going down. Beautiful. Right, meal number 5 is 6 o'clock. So I'll have this, and then I'll have last meal about 8, and then I'll be in bed for 8:30, and then we'll be up for 5. So 8.5 hours in bed at the moment. And when I actually look at sleep time, that doesn't mean 8.5 hours of sleep. I'm getting about 7:30 actual sleep, which is great. But if I can get more, I will get more. So if we can get a bit earlier, we will. But meal number 5. We have 150 grams of apple, 20 grams of almond butter, 60 grams of rice, 30 grams of beetroots, 30 grams of peppers, 30 grams of green beans, and then 200 grams of salmon as well. Meal number 5. Favorite meal of the day. And then we put something on YouTube. I'm not quite sure yet, because once this is done, I will actually get back to some work. In for meal number 6. Well, I'm getting my shit together first of all. So we have Supreme Sleep. I'm gonna put this in as I make the meal. This is absolutely king. If you want better quality sleep, I promise you this will make a big difference. But in saying that, get on top of your sleep routine, your sleep hygiene, your bedtime, your wake time, what you're doing before bed. That's what's truly going to make a big difference. And then this is the icing on the cake as well. So I'll put this in now, and then I'll put together the last meal. Also, do you hear that? Bro chat is on. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. I literally turned on YouTube there, and there's a new bro chat on. So easily pleased. Makes me happy. But I'll catch you in a minute. I'll put this down. I'll get actually my sub salt. So I don't even have to do these because they're already done. This is the convenience of planning ahead and being prepared. So I'll put these into a bowl and I will gobble these down, and then I'll get into the last meal. This is the cinnamon that I'm using, and I need to actually get like a grinder or like a tub of it, because this nearly goes fucking everywhere when I try and do it. But cinnamon is king. If you don't use cinnamon, put it on your oats, put it on your cream of rice. Even, right, to be honest with you, even use it as seasoning on your potatoes or your rice. It goes with absolutely fucking everything. So 50 grams of whey, 20 grams of almond butter, 70 grams of cream of rice, 40 grams of oats, and then 100 grams of frozen blueberries. Last meal, put that in, and then we'll hit the hay pretty soon. So I think too much oats for me sits in my stomach a lot, but I think a little bit, I don't know if it's just placebo, but it gives me a good sleep. I don't know why, but that is me done. That is a full day of eating. That is a leg day. That is an update in terms of where I'm at physique-wise as well. I will see you in the next one, guys. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm actually nearly at 5,000 subscribers, which is fucking crazy. So if you want to get me there and you don't subscribe, please do. It would mean a lot. I appreciate it.